All right, well, welcome back to the Jacob Javits Center here in New York City. Again, I'm Mike Caudill, your host for the live stream here in the Hyundai booth. Earlier today, we had a chance to look at the debut of the all-new Hyundai Sonata and the Venue. We had a chance to talk to the CMO, so we talked to the marketing team, the product planning team, even the person that runs the business. But who did we not talk to? This man right here, Senior Vice President, Sangyup Lee, and he is the head of Hyundai Design. You have the best job in the world. You get to build and design the vehicles. Let's talk a little bit about the Sonata.
You're right, my job is the best in the world. This is new Sonata, it's what you see over there, and we're actually we create a car with a lot of emotion into it. So, I mean, this segment is shrinking. We all know this because it's all share taken by SUV. But actually, there's sedan. It's not going to die. And if that is the case, why can't we do to sedan that SUV cannot deliver?
Yeah.
For us, it's a lot of emotion. The character, sporty character, low and wide, we really emphasize over here. So you look at the car, there's all the way around, there are a lot of sensuous beauty. And obviously, the car is actually not typical traditional three-box sedan. It's more of the four-door coupe. But when you have a four-door coupe, it looks really, really good. But at the same time, the backseat passenger, to make sure that we don't sacrifice any of the interior space around the vehicle.
So let's walk around the vehicle, and I want to talk about that design. Come on,
Yeah,
we're going to bring you guys along with us, and we're going to talk a little bit about the design.
Yeah.
So one of the first things that I saw when I saw this vehicle earlier today was the LED light display on here and how it curves up over the top. So tell us a little bit about the design inspiration.
Of course.
There's no other car in the market that does this with their design. So let's tell the audience a little bit about the front-end design of the Hyundai Sonata.
Actually, if you take a look at previous and 2 generations ago, we actually have this chrome line from the belt line, from the diallo to all the way to the hood, which we call dynamic lasso. And we found out that has a very strong character.
The dynamic lasso comes down and it wraps around the entire vehicle. So you can see it wrap, it literally lassos the windshield.
Exactly. And this is a very unique signature for the car. We want to carry it on, but instead of just using cut and paste from the previous car, we want to add a special value to it. So we really like to highlight this by our DRL signature. And
show me that.
Right here.
Yeah.
And this is actually, when car is off, it's a chrome line all the way to the front. But when car is on, it becomes a lighting signature. How we make it is actually chrome plated and a laser, the burn, the back side of it, have a diameter of the circle start from 0.2 millimeter all the way opens up. So it has a really cool gradation effect all the way around the car. It's actually quite important part because when you have a car, you only see all the lines and everything just half of the day. The other half of the day is nighttime, isn't it? So the light signature is so important. Light is something for me is the design for the future.
Now let's transition from some of the exterior design into how you integrated in your LiDAR and how you integrated in your features that have to do with safety on the front. It's very clean, yet it's bold and performance oriented. Tell me about the inspiration for the front end design from about the mid-grade of the line over. It's very bold.
It's a very bold and very clean, and it's really, really low. And actually, FF car, this height here is so important to challenge because this is the end of the engine. And the previous car is about 30 millimeter higher than this point. We push this area so a lot to have a really low and wide front. At the same time, when you sit in the driver's seat, it also secures a lot of visibility in front. And also, something that I'm very proud about this hood is that normally, when you see most of the sedans, any cars, you always have this abrupt cut line in the middle of it.
Right.
This is actually because of the pedestrian protection law that we have to respect. But actually, that why not? Cannot be challenged. Why not?
Right.
So we have a metal all the way to the leading edge of the grille, which is a very unique challenge because in order to do this, we have to construct the whole bumper structure, something that we are very, very proud to having metal all the way here, the unique bumper structure to cover to protect this metal hood on the top of it.
Now to have and I want to slide around over here saying, come along guys, I want to show you this too. So in order to have a front hood that's aggressive like this, did you have to adjust the suspension?
Absolutely. This height is so important to get a right proportion. Even though this is a front-wheel drive car, this has a proportion of the rear-wheel drive car.
Yeah.
So imagine all the engineering challenges
Yeah.
that they have to do.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of friends in the engineering department because of that reason, but we're all happy how the car turned out.
Well, it's because you're a designer. You're sketching it, and they're trying to. Well, now find a way to build it, right? I want to walk around the side and give people kind of a side profile look, and just kind of think about the exterior design as we make our way around to the back, and then I'd love to jump in the inside. You know, a lot of sedans, they start to rake down, and
Exactly,
you carried this flow all the way to the back end. Tell me about that.
This is very unique. The part of this vehicle make the car very, very the performance car, rather sportier character than a typical family sedan character. It all comes from this beautiful C-pillar. It's actually a very nice, elegant roof line, come down all the way to the wing. So the car doesn't have a deck lid. Yeah, so typically you come down and straight to make a deck lid out of it. This makes the profile very unique and special around the vehicle. And obviously the C-pillar is very, very soft around it. A lot of depth in draw, so it's actually really, really deep. Almost you see in exotic cars from the sports car character.
I don't want to say it reminds me of an Audi A7, but that's a great performance car, and it has those characteristics. Let's jump inside. Go around and jump in the front. I want to bring you guys along to the inside of this so we can take a quick look on the inside. I'm going to have you guys slide in, and then I'm going to talk to them a little bit more. So let's talk a little bit. Let's go ahead and get inside. Sangyup, tell us a little bit about the interior. One thing that stands out to me quickly is that it's a minimalist interior.
Exactly.
So many cars have so many buttons. It's very clean.
That is a very important part because when it comes down to interior design, interior is all about the passengers, drivers. They spend a lot of time. So I really want to actually give it a feeling of your being in your very special your own house. So almost like a living space feeling instead of a lot of sculptures going around. So it's actually very, very clean and very light IP. So it's not too heavy. It's a very open and all the way wrap around the car. So, and then having all the components, we executed in a very minimalistic way. So the functionality is all there. And then we have a very nice, cool slim vent, which really reduce the height of the IP as well. And also the shifting by wire is a standard on this car. It's a very unique feature. And we create a lot of space around it. So usability is really, really good.
And one of the things we learned earlier today in your press conference is kind of the removal of the key fob. Although it still has a function, you now have a digital key that is based on your smartphone.
I think that is a very important part because the car in the future is becoming a smart device. And especially will lead by EV in the future quite strongly. And we actually have to kind of like prepare for the next step. And I think the smart key is a very, very important part to car become a smart device. So actually the BlueLink app, and you can actually start, and you can pass your keys, and you can actually pull the car forward and backward. This is all focused on users. And you don't have to deal with you forget your keys at home, and you actually forget to give it to somebody. And it's actually, if you think about it, this is really makes sense, isn't it? And I'm so proud that we can offer this in this segment first time. So this is something is actually the quite important message. We want to actually have a Hyundai to become a front leader in this segment.
Sangyup, you ready to go take a look at the venue?
Why not?
We're going to venture over to the venue. So one thing you guys will learn really fast is that with the launch of 6 vehicles last year into the marketplace, we're talking crossovers and sport utility vehicles, Hyundai still believes in bringing sedans into the market. So obviously Sangyup and I had a chance to go through the Sonata. We're actually going to go over to the venue right now. So let's go ahead and go over and take a look at the venue. This was a little bit of a showstopper earlier today. So we saw this vehicle come out first, and it's got a great exterior design. Now, the utility vehicle of the year named here in North America was the Hyundai Kona.
Yes.
And I just did a story on that vehicle for under $30,000. Lane departure warning technology, front pedestrian detection.
It all, isn't it?
It has everything in it for less than $30,000. And now this is a smaller vehicle than that. Let's just start with the inspiration behind the design of this vehicle.
Okay. I think the inspiration behind this vehicle, obviously, we start thinking entry-level vehicle. Entry-level, it's actually it doesn't have to be cheap, isn't it? Can entry-level a vehicle to have a very distinctive character and almost like I'm buying this car because it's so cool.
Yeah.
That is the whole idea behind it.
Come on, I want to make sure as we're talking about it, people still get a chance to see the design of it. Smaller footprint. How much smaller is this than the Kona?
This is actually, the roof is of about 10 millimeter difference, but footprint is about 6 inches shorter. So it's actually definitely one segment smaller than the Kona. Kona is, we call this a B segment SUV, which is really crowded market with a lot of cars. This is why you look at the Kona, it has a very sporty profile, even though it's an SUV character. We almost take this car to have a completely opposite side of it. Smaller A segment, why not? A segment has a more bolder character around the vehicle. A segment SUV is actually, in a way, for us, it's a blue ocean. There's not many other competition. Why not making a statement in this segment? So whole idea is almost like very boxy character with a lot of distinctive the look all the way around the front and side and rear.
Right.
Yeah.
So today we did not talk a lot about what to expect from a performance standpoint on this vehicle. So this is just me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna imagine all-wheel drive, a bicycle rack on top, snowboards going to the mountains. I'm not making you say it yet, but I think that down the road, you're gonna be hitting a real good spot in the marketplace with this vehicle.
That will cool, isn't it? I'm a designer, so I can't really talk about details on the
I
car,
know.
obviously. But it kind of makes sense in that way, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think this is all about it. It's a really lifestyle-oriented vehicle. And we actually almost like a design feature specifically tailored to our millennial buyer who is looking for their first car. Has a lot of character, technology friendly, the mirroring with the 8-inch screen. So it's all about the millennial, a lot of millennials, they live in the city lifestyle has to suit with this vehicle together.
So with the millennial in mind, I just want to do a quick full walk around the vehicle. Come on, you guys, I want you to come with us because I want you to be able to see just the proportions of this vehicle. You can see that on the front, and I love this on camera, we can look at the front of this vehicle and then we can spin to the Hyundai over here and look at the Sonata for a second. You can see the differences in these vehicles. Low profile, wide stance, very aggressive. I can see a performance-inspired vehicle over here that's fun to drive. When I see this, I see outdoor, I see energy, I see urban.
Absolutely.
LED lights integrated, totally different than you did on the Sonata. So carrying the lines a little bit different between the vehicles. Let's talk about the inside.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Do I get to drive this time, or do you want to drive?
Please.
I'll drive this time. Come on, you guys, I want to bring you in here.
I'll go the other side.
Come around. All right, so one thing that really strikes me first with the interior of this is without question the target market, and that is the millennial, somebody that's looking to buy their first car. Now, statistics came out this week that 55% of all new vehicle buyers in the market are still looking at sedans, and 75% of those are actually Generation Z, which are millennials. The interior of this is geared all towards an urban millennial with the touchscreen right in front of you.
This, when you look at it, almost like the same philosophy in Sonata over there, it apply over here, which is a very simple clean. There is no add-on lot of details, no clutters in the interior design. Very simple, but architecture itself is almost like taking the character of being bold outside to inside of it. And we have a 2-layer of the IP, so it has a lot of kind of like a lightness by adding 2 level of IP. Obviously, a lot of space, storage space over here and over there. But most importantly, and the smartphone is actually not only important for millennials, but also everybody these days, isn't it? So the focus here over here is based upon 8-inch screen, the best mirroring the possibility with the car and your phone together.
So let's talk a little bit about the technology in this. USB connectivity to power your devices, touch screen with navigation and Bluetooth technology. The ability to connect your smartphone on the interior of this vehicle. A price point that is going to be sub $20,000 for this vehicle, probably starting into the marketplace. When is this going to come to market?
It's going to be hit the market end of this year.
End of this year.
Yeah.
If I had to take the Sonata and the Venue and say, Sangyup, you're the designer. There's always one thing that you love the most about a vehicle.
Yeah.
With the Sonata, what's the first thing that you love the most about designing it?
This is a very difficult question, obviously, but I must say that we're actually adding a lot of sensuous character into the Sonata, which is very important. As far as the feature goes, I'm so proud of how DRL headlamp turned out, because this is something else you've never seen it before.
And then with the Venue.
Venue is actually its own character. It's a very, very special, because this character is something you don't see in the market, obviously. It's an A-segment SUV, which you don't see a lot anyway. It's a distinctive character, very boxy character, almost like a very, very bold character, all stand out by itself.
So a lot of news, obviously, here at the New York International Auto Show. This is the fourth and last one of the year here in 2019. We started in Los Angeles with the Palisade, right? Then we went on to Detroit, where the Hyundai Kona won the Utility Vehicle of the Year. We stopped in Chicago for a few days to launch and talk about new vehicles, and now we are here in New York City with the Senior Vice President of Hyundai Design, Sangyup Lee, talking about two vehicles, and let's just talk about that for a second. Most automakers come to a show, they launch one vehicle. Hyundai launched two here at the New York Auto Show. A lot of news, of course, coming out of the Hyundai booth. I cannot wait to see what the future holds. Thank you so much for your time today. And thank you to everyone that's tuned into our live stream here at the New York Auto Show. A lot of fun, great design vehicles, Hyundai showcasing why it is quickly establishing itself as one of the industry leaders. For now, I'm Mike Caudill here at the New York Auto Show, Jacob Javits Center. Take care.